Donald Trump looked absolutely horrible as he waddled back into the White House late last night, returning from a meeting apparently about his golf tournament this weekend in Virginia, or so they claim, but it looked like he saw a ghost. Watch him waddle back into the White House, sheepish, looking defeated, because he has been defeated, outmaneuvered, and outmatched by Iran. Donald Trump has been forced into submission, into surrender. And here's what we're hearing. On the one hand, The Atlantic reports Donald Trump has grown bored with the war in Iran. Outside advisors are telling The Atlantic, but Iran appears very comfortable, almost toying with Donald Trump and allowing this to continue as there's many, many, many more months that Iran has before it has to worry about any type of oil shortages, notwithstanding all of the lies that Donald Trump told. On the other hand, you have Bloomberg reporting that Donald Trump is now changing his overall approach as he just wants to desperately end the war with Iran before his trip to China, because he wants to please Xi Jinping and just wants it all to go away. Why doesn't Iran just let it all go away? Why can't they just agree to my terms after I agreed to their 10-point framework? Donald Trump now just wants to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. That's Trump's only goal at this point. And he said, we could talk about the negotiations over nuclear material later. And Iran says, you will never get a deal ever when it comes to nuclear material better than what we gave Obama. And now we control something more important to us than even the nuclear material. We control the Strait of Hormuz, which is more powerful than 1 million atomic bombs. That's what Iran's leadership is saying. Now, as I mentioned, Donald Trump looking bullied and battered and forced into submission. On the one hand, he's getting checkmated and outmaneuvered by Iran. Similarly, he's getting pressured yet again by Netanyahu and the Saudis and Arab nations. You got to go back and do something with Iran right now because you've left all of us in a bad situation and you look so utterly weak and pathetic. Now, Israel is telling their Channel 12 news through top-level government sources there, Israel believes a deal with Iran is unlikely given Donald Trump's weakness and has told the U.S. that any return to war must include strikes on Iran's entire energy infrastructure within 24 hours. This according to Channel 12. Here we go again. Netanyahu once again pressuring Donald Trump to engage in more war crimes and this catastrophic war. Several Arab countries, likely Saudi Arabia, UAE, and some others, are also said to support targeting Iranian energy infrastructure. Israel has now moved to maximum alert after the latest exchange of fire in the Strait of Hormuz, Channel 12 is reporting. Perhaps that's why Donald Trump looks like he's been seeing ghosts. I mean, look at him. He looks utterly defeated and pathetic. This is how the White House pool described what went down. Trump exited the plane, or Marine One, waved to the press and raised his fist. He did not answer shouted questions about whether he heard from Iran tonight. Donald, didn't you say that things were going great with Iran? Isn't that what you said earlier? And by the way, this is real. Donald Trump's Defense Department, they're taking credit right now for the Shahi drone, for inventing Iran's drone. I kid you not, the Department of War, really the Department of Defense, says American warfighters will always have the technological edge. And it's a picture of an Iranian Shahed drone, and it says American innovation. I mean, how utterly weak and pathetic is this? I mean, look what Iran's foreign minister spokesperson is saying. Vermin-like nocturnal scheming and naive euphemisms such as a light slap can do nothing to erase the profound disgrace born of narcissism, greed, reckless miscalculation, and lawless irresponsibility. The consequences of whimsical adventurism and roguish behavior have now become clear to the entire world. Disjointed, delusional tweets no longer hold any sway over reality, though, as ever, the deeper they sink into folly, the more inventive they become in justifying it. If you see the lion's fangs protruding, do not imagine that the lion is smiling. It's what Iran is saying. Want to know what Donald Trump is saying and doing? Donald Trump is painting the reflecting pool. This is costing us tens of millions of dollars. Oh, in addition to the $1 billion that the Trump regime is demanding in the reconciliation bill for the East Wing Modernization Project, aka the stupid ballroom that he keeps on talking about. Ballrooms, UFC fights, triumphal arches, whatever the hell this blue thing is in the reflective pool, taking over DC golf courses, making the White House look like Mar-a-Lago. Consumer confidence is at the lowest point in the history of the consumer confidence measurement metric from the University of Michigan. Worse than the Great Recessions, worse than when the markets tanked in the 80s, worse than the dot-com bubble bursting. And Donald Trump, while Americans can't afford anything, while gas prices continue to rise, you're doing this stuff right here. No bid contract, blue painting, whatever the hell it is. He's posting photos like this last night. It's him, Doug Burgum, for reasons that are unclear, it's wearing a tuxedo. Donald Trump is wearing a trench coat. It's like 70 degrees. I don't know why Tom Homan is there, right? What is this photo right here? And then you're claiming you're taking credit for the Shahid drone. Oh, you know what Donald Trump's doing also, as I said, that he's getting surrendered from all sides right now. I talked about Iran checkmating him. I talked about him getting pressured and bullied once again now from Netanyahu and the Saudis. Donald Trump had to beg Zelensky, Zelensky, please don't send your drones to attack Putin at the Putin parade today that's taking place in Moscow, to which Zelensky responded and saying, in response to the U.S. request, we'll agree to a ceasefire as it relates purely to the Red Square. In return, we want 1,000 of our troops back, and Putin can have his parade temporarily because of the American request. Donald Trump had to beg Zelensky because Putin's begging Donald Trump. I mean, do you see what's happening right now, folks? Do you see what's happening? And then remember what Donald Trump said earlier yesterday when Donald Trump held that press conference and Donald Trump was speaking to the press and he was like, Iran seems to be coming along good. Here, play this clip.
No, I have no reaction to that. No, not at all. I think we're doing very well. Iran is seeming to be coming along very well. Militarily, very good. We'll see whether or not they can get there. Steve, go ahead.
And what is Pete Hegseth doing while all of this is taking place? Pete Hegseth cut another video of himself talking about our war fighters who were suspended because they wouldn't get the COVID vaccine. We're fighting for you. Here, play this clip.
We are welcoming back to service patriots who refused the COVID-19 vaccine and were discharged for that reason. If that is you, and you still have the desire to once again wear the cloth of our nation, we are ready to reinstate you with back pay and with benefits.
Meanwhile, talk about Donald Trump getting checkmated from all sides. Former President Obama just took a trip to Canada. He's meeting with Prime Minister Carney right now. Obama and Carney. Carney, essentially the new leader of the free world. Carney, who just came back from Yerevan, Armenia, where there was the European Political Community meeting that took place there, with Zelensky also being a major leader there. Zelensky, Europe, Carney. Isn't it fascinating, though, too, that Zelensky has asserted himself as basically the most powerful leader in Europe right now? And one of the most powerful leaders in the world, while Donald Trump's out there waddling back into the White House. you have Zelensky leading once again. Now, as I mentioned earlier today, you continue to have these clashes in the Middle East that are being covered up by Donald Trump and his regime. You continue to have suppression of what's really going on. I showed before some of the video footage in Dubai's airport that, was being suppressed. Some of the footage of what it looks like there. I'll leave you all with this. As I talked about, Donald Trump's grown bored with the war, with his catastrophic war in Iran. By the way, Netanyahu's trying hard, and so is MBS, to try to get Trump to attack Iran again. Aragchi has a book, The Power of Negotiation. Isn't it fascinating? Aragchi, the foreign minister of Iran, his book is The Power of Negotiation. Trump's book was The Art of the Deal, which Trump didn't even write, and Trump's such a fraud. But Aragchi, in his book, The Power of Negotiation, said the following: the Iranian negotiation style is the market style, which means continuous and tireless bargaining. It requires a lot of time and energy, and he who gets tired and bored quickly will lose. Donald Trump has grown bored with the war in Iran. They had a psychological profile on Trump. They knew how to hit him with the social media posts, how to meme him, how to do the Lego videos, how to swarm him over there. And then I'll do a video in 90 minutes as well. I hope you will watch it, where Foreign Minister Aragchi has been meeting with leader after leader after leader, his counterpart, foreign minister after foreign minister, one by one. It's not getting nearly enough attention, but the rest of the world is not only recognizing Iran, but is respecting Iran's power right now and seeing Trump's weakness. It's Atlantic City, Trump bankrupting Atlantic City all over again, folks. That's what's going down. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.